A flying clothesline, a 2x4 to the face. Then she hits you with a turnbuckle splash. WrestleClub podcast with Sikisa. It's her and her friends, and they talk about wrestling, every kind of wrestling. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of the WrestleClub UK podcast. Yes, we have been absent for a while, and blame Danny. This week, as always, I'm Sikisa, and I'm joined by the main event, Mark Cram.
It's a pleasure to be here. Let's talk about the big news straight away for me. I look fantastic. I've lost so much weight. And quite frankly, the fact that it's not been discussed on the podcast yet is upsetting to me.
One minute, you didn't lose that much weight last time we were here.
Yeah, I know, but this time has passed.
The time has passed. Well, that was like 3 weeks ago.
So I'm in shape. I am looking fit right now.
What have you been doing?
Nothing. Just been eating better, living my life.
You do. Your face does look slimmer.
Well, because it is slimmer, that's why. You're looking great as well.
Thank you. I was about to say, I've also lost weight.
I would say we're comfortably the best looking wrestling podcast on the internet. Then again, that is not a high bar to jump over.
You lost weight by doing nothing. I lost weight by depression. That's what that was mine.
Welcome back.
How have you been otherwise?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm living my life. I've moved back to East London. East.
I just came back from South Africa.
I saw you in South Africa.
South Africa. Lovely times in South Africa.
Were you working in South Africa?
I was working, was doing bits in South Africa. I was literally there for 3 days doing a TV show about dating, which you can probably guess which one it is.
And I have to gig in a half sold out theatre in Ipswich tonight. So who's really winning in our careers right now?
Come on. Well, actually, let's not lie. I'm going to Newcastle later on. So
that's true. But you were doing a TV show in Ipswich in South Africa.
I was working on. I wasn't doing the TV show. I was working on the TV show.
Oh, was it? Am I allowed to say what it is?
You can say what it is.
Is it Love Island?
It is Love Island.
Fuck yeah! I thought that's great. Big Brother, Love Island. You're doing all these.
I'm doing bits. I don't get to be on TV because my face isn't pretty enough, apparently.
Oh, I think you're all right.
Wow.
Okay.
Let's get into wrestling, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, we have 2 special guests on our podcast this week, and we're
I'm also here.
Yeah, you're not really a guest. You are one of the crew. We're very excited to have our special guest on today. But let's talk about our last 3 weeks in wrestling. Obviously, we had Royal Rumble. We have our 2 winners now in Royal Rumble, and this week it was revealed. Obviously, we got Liv Morgan, and there was
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
How do you forget Roman?
Because he's not on TV. I'm not gonna lie.
He was there for 1 week.
He was there for a week.
Him and Punk had a little stare at each other.
It was a great promo, I will say that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't pleased that Roman won the Rumble. I thought, okay, but then when you stood them in the ring against each other, you're like, oh yeah, this is a proper main event, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, watch him lose the title to Finn Balor now and throw the inside fucking up in here.
I think they're going to be main event in 92.
Yeah, I think they will be.
Okay.
It's going to be a proper main event, and also, I think they're going to ruin it by having Seth Rollins be a special guest referee.
Do you think so?
Yeah, someone said it to me, and it's poisoned my brain, and now all I can think about is that's going to happen.
Well,
him with his stupid fucking laugh. Refusing to count to 3 for anybody.
Because obviously, the secret man's still around, isn't he? But also, the whole of the division has been injured, apart from...
So, Breaker's out.
Breaker's out.
Obviously, Rollins has been gone for ages.
Yeah.
And now Big Bronson Reed. That was really unfortunate.
That was so sad.
He's one of those people you've hurt himself basically doing nothing. It's one that he's just done something he's done a million times before.
I would have really loved to see him in the chamber.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if they were going to go that way or not.
I don't know. Obviously, because he was injured, so I don't know.
But we get another main event Jey Uso outing, which the internet is. I love Jey Uso, but the internet, I don't love him, but the internet are fucking well over the top with the hatred for Jey. So.
But obviously that leaves 1 member of the division left, which is to be
No, we
fair.
got 2.
Oh, actually 2. My bad. I forgot about Logan.
You've got about Logan. I thought you were forgetting about Theory. Everyone forgets about Theory.
No, it's the Theory. It's the Theory.
Look, at least Logan has some level of entertainment about him. Austin Theory is the definition of just there.
Yeah.
So yeah, men's side looking good. Women's side, what do you think? Liv Morgan, right choice?
What, picking?
Well, right choice to win the Rumble, first of all.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely,
Definitely right choice. And the fact that Dirty Dom's now back, I'm glad.
Well, lucky he is, because he's the only one that speaks Spanish. around there. What?
It was so funny, just him just whispering in her ear every time after every sentence.
What are your thoughts on? Because some people on it, I really like it. I think if she can't cut amazing promos in English, just have her do them in Spanish.
Yeah, because the Japanese wrestlers were doing that all the time.
Also, like the way she speaks in Spanish comes off threatening as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like you get like Liv selling it by crying as well. You know, like they're making she comes across so much better rather than just standing there in English going, I am very thankful to be here. This is great.
Yeah, don't speak.
And no disrespect to her. She speaks better English than I'm ever going to fucking speak Spanish.
Yeah.
But when she's doing cutting a promo in Spanish, just the facials and everything, it all turns up because she's speaking naturally and you can feel it. And Dom gets to be there looking like a little weasel, and that's always fun. More Dom.
Yeah,
Always
I don't know
more
how
Dom.
you felt. I don't know if you've ever had this when you've done comedy and then someone in the audience doesn't speak English and the person next to them is translated as you're doing the gig. That's exactly how it works.
It's the most frustrating thing. I had like 2 French girls in the front row the other week, and they mean well. They're trying to translate what happened, but it is still derailing what you're doing because everyone's listening to like you're saying the thing and then they're going, I can't do any French. This où est la bibliothèque? Because as you know, if you've ever seen me do comedy, I ask where the library is a lot. So yeah, it's I think again I quite like the match choices. I quite like they've picked the right opponents. I mean, Roman was never going to pick Drew.
No, never.
And I can't imagine Liv was ever going to really pick. Why is her name got out of my head?
Jade
Cargill. Thank you.
Obviously, this week is Elimination Chamber. This episode actually is going to go out on Monday randomly. So it'll be after Elimination Chamber.
So we're going to look stupid if we make predictions.
No, but I would like to hear what you think about Elimination Chamber because we've got obviously the men's one and we've got the women's one, which I actually hate the women's one, to be fair. I think it should have been a women's tag team.
Yeah, I mean, I get why they've done it and they need to position someone for the Bianca match.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, not the Bianca match, the Jay Cargill match. But who do you think is coming out on top there?
Well, do you want to hear who's in it again?
Go on, give us the lineup.
Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, which was the random one, but more power to her, and Raquel Rodriguez.
I mean,
I would love if Raquel won. I'm not gonna lie.
Because none of those are screaming main event. Like world title match against Jade Cargill at Mania, though, are they? So I feel like this is not going to be the last chapter in this story. Whoever wins that, I don't think it's gonna be a one-on-one. Because none of them are. I mean, Alexa maybe.
If Alexa wins, I feel Charlotte's going to get involved in somehow.
Yeah, Charlotte will do her traditional forcing her way into the freeway at Mania that no one wants her in thing. Welcome back, Charlotte. It's been nice having you be popular in the tag team for a while, but good to have you back ruining for matches.
Obviously, if you think about Tiffany lost it to Jade. It will be a rematch.
Yeah, I don't feel like ground's gone over too much.
But the reason why I pick Raquel is because it will be interesting with the Judgment Day dynamic. But if she doesn't win, also that I can see her being in a freeway.
Yeah, I mean,
at Mania.
Raquel, I think deserves it. I think she's had a really good year, and I think she deserves to come out. But none of them scream one-on-one matchup with Raquel for me.
No.
So I mean, Alexa, if I'm at a push, I reckon is the one. But again, then I think Charlotte will be forced into that somehow as well.
Okay, and then we've got the men's one, which is Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Devon Evans, who we think was going to do some bouncy shit.
Yeah.
Trick Williams, who's doing so well at the moment. Whoop that Trick.
Yeah. Well,
and Jey Uso.
Well, what I want out of that match is you want to make Trick and Javon look as strong as you can.
Yeah.
They're not going to win.
No.
And they shouldn't win. It's way too early to push either of them into a world title match. But fair play to them. They both made a great impact on the main roster. They're going to have a good showing in there. Orton probably isn't going to win it. He's probably going to RKO some people.
Okay, you go. Finish that sentence.
I think it's not going to be Jay again because he's got the tag titles and going to do something with that. So it's probably Cody again, isn't it?
I think.
But where's Jacob?
Jacob's going to screw over Cody and then Randy's going to win.
So then you do Cody Jacob at Mania and then Randy versus Drew. I don't mind Randy versus Drew. I don't mind seeing Randy win another world title.
Yeah.
How many is that now? That'll be 15.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to win at Mania. I think Drew's going to have his Mania moment.
If Randy gets one more, the Never Seen 17 thing is not that far away.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've always got Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee.
It's Chicago.
In Chicago.
So the big question, so basically, you've got Punk versus Finn as well that night.
Yeah.
So the question is, are they having both the power couple go over in Chicago?
Or just one?
I think the more interesting thing is to put the title on AJ Lee and then Becky takes it back at Mania.
Okay.
I think just as a little, this will be, I don't think AJ's going to do a long run here. I think
No.
Win the IC title, lose the IC title back to Becky at Mania. That's the end of it. And then I think Punk beats Finn in what is assumedly just a filler match. And that pivots into Finn versus Dom at Mania for the IC title.
Definitely Finn versus Dom is happening at WrestleMania.
I call we get the Demon at Mania as well.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time.
I think that'd be really awesome. Last thing, just about WWE, because mostly we're going to be talking about AEW later on with our special guests. But did you watch? I don't know if you've seen. There's a new clip out with the Undertaker, and on his podcast where he's interviewing Michael Hayes about, and there's a clip about Chelsea Green, because I don't know if you saw Unreal.
So yes, Chelsea Green is one of the most talented people in the wrestling business. Yeah, and it's just showing that wrestling isn't all about fucking what you can do in the ring, and not that she's bad in the ring. She's very good.
She's great.
Anyone watch the match she had at Penta in Lucha Underground?
Oh yeah.
But she's so good at character work. But the fact that she's kind of being punished because she can make the most of 30 seconds on screen and losing, that's all they ever want to do with her. And I think to say that out loud, that we will never push her when the crowd. By the way, if they're doing this on purpose and this is like a twist to try and make the crowd get behind Chelsea. By the way, the crowd are already behind Chelsea.
I mean, you heard the pop at Saudi Arabia at Royal Rumble.
If she doesn't win Money in the Bank in this year, because she is sensational. She makes every second count.
Well, watch the clip, because it's interesting, because obviously Michael Hayes said what he said on Unreal, and then Undertaker in this podcast is very much like, well, she didn't really, it's not her fault she's in that position technically, because Undertaker's more like, she is not being utilized enough in the company. And Michael Hayes like, yeah, I kind of agree. And you can tell like the Undertaker's very much like,
yeah, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Why are you not pushing her? Because she's a star.
It is quite interesting to see Michael Hayes get in trouble for saying something negative about a white person. Because he said some things in the past that have been misconstrued, also he says.
Yeah. Well, we do hope Chelsea Green does win Money in the Bank.
We love you, Chelsea.
We do
She's deserved some sort of Mania moment as well. If she's not on the Mania card, it's an absolute travesty.
Ridiculous. Anyway, well, let's get into our Clubhouse chat with our amazing guests.
WrestleClub podcast.
Woo! Please welcome to the club, first, hailing from Essex, England. He is the high-flying king of the ring. He is the master of the hidden blade, and arguably the best British wrestler at this moment in time, as ranked up with the most 5-star matches as rated by Dave Meltzer. He is an AEW star. He is the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay! Yeah, and accompanying him to the club, he is one of the owners of the internationally renowned promotion Eve. He's also one of the commentators and a previous trainee at the Hammerlock Wrestling in 1999. His favorite films are Predator and Ghostbusters. Please welcome to the club, Dann Read!
All those fantastic feminist films that are a favourite of mine.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah.
I know you're on like a weird promotion tour at this moment in time, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah. Just every now and again we're doing stuff like it's show week now, so it was getting to crunch hour.
Because obviously Wrestle Queendom is happening at the O2.
Yeah. Oh, what, 9 days from when we're recording this?
Yeah.
9 days too soon. I need another few weeks away. It's just so much happening.
Are you excited?
Oh, more than I'm excited for the girls. More importantly, just like everyone has been putting in the work so often, and just like every time we've given them like a little nugget of information or a little bit of feedback, they come back so much better after it. So to be able to reward their hard work with a show that's going to be it's completely sold out. Yeah. It's going to be, is it your highest?
Yeah, it beat the rest of the record. It sounds a bit, cause it's like we're looking for the European record. Everyone's like, who has the European record? And it's like, well, we do, obviously. Yeah. So the first Wrestle Queendom, where we did 1,000 at York Hall. And so now we're going to do 1,200 plus. We say plus because don't ask. That's the best way on that one.
We can hang people off the balcony. Apparently.
So that's gonna be you.
I will squeeze wherever I need to be, man.
Get a little harness and just sit up there like that, mate.
Yeah, so it's 1,200 plus is going to be a new European record, and the fact that we sold out with 3 weeks to go, you just kind of there wonder, it's like, what could we have done?
Oh,
what
yeah. That goes. So then that always goes in my head of like, right, well, we've got to think of something good for next year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been so cool watching on social media, see all the girls posting pictures of themselves outside the O2 pointing at the sign as well. You can see how excited they all are for it. It looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, man. Well, like this. the amount of work that everybody's put in, I'm not just saying the girls, like we've got like an incredible staff, like incredible ring crew that just pitch in and help out. Like it is one oiled machine that we've got going on right now. And I just think there's a lot of, before coming into Eve, there was a lot of limitations on women's wrestling, I'd feel. And now coming into it, it's almost as kind of like there's a new awakening for it now. And I just feel like this is only scratching the surface of what we could actually do and what like we have plans to do one of these days. So like I'm just really blessed that like so many fans have like given the girls a chance and giving Eve a chance to just show what we can actually bring to the table. And I'm honestly like, I've got every bullet in this gun ready to fire. Honestly, that show is going to be my pride and joy. Like I'm going to make sure that it's going to be the best show this year.
Yeah, because the lineup is stacked. The lineup is crazy.
Yes, and there is no way there has ever been an independent show as loaded as this one.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Like it is when we're going through the order of the even with the Friday show. Big Penny. Do you know what I mean? It's just like we don't have an order for it yet because who goes on last? Do you know what I mean? It's such a.
It's jam packed.
It's jam packed. Everything that we're doing is an incredible like packed weekend of literally like the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Because I put on my Instagram post about obviously promoting the Wrestle Queendom, and I didn't say the best women wrestlers. I literally said the best wrestlers.
Yeah.
I genuinely do think that Eve has some of the best wrestlers in the world.
Well, talent doesn't know gender, you know, and that's just how it is.
That's what I keep saying to Mark.
I disagree strongly, but
And that's and I think that's just like for years, based on purely on what people saw, they thought that this was the bar, and they didn't realize that, like, if they were watching Japan or whatnot, they'd realize, nah, that bar's nowhere near. It's just this is what's being catered to yourselves. And now, you know, in the world of YouTube and everything else, everyone's eyes, and you know, it's just being completely blown. And now American wrestling is extremely different. The independent scene is extremely different, and now people are realizing, oh, there is no bar on this at all. It can be whatever you want.
We've created our own bar now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing that makes Eve, you know, really kind of stand out is no one can really tell us where our limitations are because no one has ever gotten to this point. So it's like the limitations are going to be whatever we put on it. Nobody else can tell us it's like, oh, well, you can't get to this level. How do you know? Nobody else has done before. That doesn't mean that nobody can't. It just means nobody has done before. We're going there.
Yeah.
I think it speaks volumes in the because I think we can all agree the British wrestling scene overall isn't as big as it was before COVID. If you look at across the board, but Eve has continued to grow up where everyone else seems to have stagnated a little bit. You guys are going into bigger and bigger venues still.
Yeah,
That's because of Dan's
everyone's-
hard work.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I remember coming into Eve. My first match I put together was Alex Windsor and Charlie Morgan in that crazy 40-minute hardcore match that they did. And I remember saying to Dan, like, there were like people coming in, and they were just like, "Oh my god, it's an actual real wrestling ring." And I was just kind of like, "Oh my god, these are like normal people that like don't." So I always said to Dan, like, I admire how much he's just like, he doesn't target just wrestling fans. He actually goes out and he sees like, all right, well, the Big Penny is actually attached to the like this social club where people can go and have like a bar, and people are like, well, what's going on in the other room? Oh, it's women's wrestling. What? I love wrestling. Like, and they'll come in and have an amazing time.
Well, as you know, like I'm a burlesque performer. What? Say what? And I
A res gal performing.
A res gal,
Yeah.
right?
OG.
OG.
Yeah, and obviously I obviously saw Eve beforehand and loved wrestling anyway. Saw the shows, and then obviously was lucky enough to perform my comedy act into burlesque act at Eve, which was crazy.
You hadn't done that way before either.
No, I hadn't. Yeah,
I remember us chatting afterwards about it.
And it was crazy. It had a great response. Even the wrestlers were like, "That was epic. Where'd you get your outfit from?" I was like, "Babe, let's not talk about it later." And then my favorite thing as the ring announcer is to watch people's faces when they come and don't expect to see burlesque or a cabaret from the women. And I think it's so funny when you see the hardcore nerds who are very, I called them nerds, but we love you. And we are nerds ourselves. So
Yeah, we're all nerds.
We're all fucking nerds. But the hardcore wrestling fans who are like obviously there for the hardcore wrestling and just like,
They don't know where to look.
They don't know where to look.
And then they get low brow. So what the?
I'm always it's like, because I've had some people say, I don't know where to look. And I'm like, you know exactly where to look. They're making it obvious where to look.
Yeah.
If
Like,
anything, we want you to look.
exactly.
See where they put those tassels around there?
It's like, I believe that, like, everyone's a wrestling fan, they just don't know it yet. Because they've just had society and culture and everything just tell them that this is what wrestling is. That they don't actually know what wrestling is because everyone else has been telling them that this is. So until you actually experience it, so it's like, wrestling's never going to get bigger just targeting the people that are already converted. Yeah. Wrestling's only going to be getting bigger by going, hey, you know what you think this is? It ain't that. Just come and have a look. The more of those people you can get in. And that's why I always remember when we started the training sessions, we'd have people come in and they weren't wrestling fans, as Will said. You know, they'd come in and be like, oh my God, it's an actual wrestling ring there. And I remember Greg Burridge being like, so you know when John Cena hits the ring like this? And they'd be like, what's a John Cena? You know, and that's brilliant. That's no disrespect to him. It's because they're so from that outside world. But from seeing on that one show, they were like, I want to do this. I want to have a go at this. This is incredible. I never knew it was like this. And that's where the brilliance and marriage between like the neo-burlesque, the cabaret, and wrestling, it just introduces these audiences to all these other aspects of entertainment that they never thought about.
It's not a wrestling show anymore. It's an experience.
Yeah. I think we experienced that last month with the Multiverse.
Multiverse Rumble.
That was so fun.
My first experience with the Multiverse, and it was epic. I think my favourite moment is when John Cena was like...
Came back out of retirement.
Came back out of retirement.
One last bump and
obviously,
feed.
you can't see me, so basically was invisible.
I loved his new gear. Thought it was
yeah,
great.
it was
Like,
great.
yeah.
But my favourite point is going to Dan. How do I know when he's been eliminated?
I was sitting next to him because when we put the most of the show together, it was just one of those things where, like, for arguments reasons, we just left it too late. So, like, Robbo was obviously putting like some of the stuff together, and then it was just a moment of like me and Dan sat next to one another and was like, we don't know what's going on today.
No.
Let's just put the headphones on and just enjoy ourselves. And that was so fun. Like seeing myself come out,
Oh, that was
seeing
great.
and Claudia
that actually
Winkleman
your
come
jacket?
out. Yeah, it was my
Yeah.
jacket. Al sent it in the Uber to Kaz. She was like, oh, I didn't realise I was in it. Can I borrow one of Will's jackets? Went in the garage and found one of my
Did you know the jacket was being taken?
I was wondering why there was an Uber coming. So, it was just like one of these things where, okay, like, I guess this is what it is. She put it away very nicely. At one point, threw the jacket. I was like, don't throw the jacket!
It was when she then started doing the backwards rolls on top of your
Yeah.
jacket, and I'm just thinking, oh my
I
God.
started sweating out.
I don't know how many zeros are in the cost of that jacket, but
don't
it's
wanna
too
know.
many to be in the ring right
Yeah.
now. Like,
I was like, oh, I know how that feels. Well, let's go way back. Obviously, from what I've researched, is that how he started in 2010, but officially started in 2016.
no. Even London started in 2016. Yeah. So we started in 2010.
You and
I'd already
Emily.
been running, my wife and I, we'd already been running women's shows since, so we were supposed to have our very first ever all-women's show. We were working with an American company using their branding. And we were supposed to have it happen in 2006. And then the venue cancelled on us. And what had happened is people had seen women's wrestling show advertised and posted, and they were like, this is pornography. We can't be having this. And so councils would start cancelling our shows because people would be saying, this is outrageous, which is crazy to think this is only 20 years ago, but that's how the mindset was. And so we ended up running in the town that we lived in, a place called Sudbury in Suffolk, so which is right on the Essex border. So that's why my accent's all messed up. So it's so we started running there because I was like, if we run here, like I can control the council because the people here know me. So it's like, so I haven't got to worry about the venue. And because for 3 years we were running all different places. But there was constantly trouble with local councils with people complaining about women's wrestling at being such and such. So we did so when we rebranded and started again as Eve in 2010, it was in the idea that it's like, we'll start off in the town that we live in. So if anyone tries to cause us problems, we can eliminate that. The show's not getting cancelled. And because everyone in the town knows me. and we'll also make it, it's quite opposite of what it is now, we'll also make it kids go free. So that way, by saying kids go free, it's just like, how can it possibly be what you're saying it is?
Yeah.
Because look at the big star with kids, you know. So we started off and we did it, you know, there, and then it was just came a point where like suddenly remembered that women's wrestling was banned in London. And I was just like,
Is that true?
Yeah.
When did they unban it?
1988. So no, 1987. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the first women's, it was when wrestling in this country pretty much got entirely banned before it led to like the Lord Mount Evans rules, which is how that then came into effect, because that was a real thing. It was the UK. Oh, darn it, I'm aware of time, but like basically we were doing hardcore wrestling on the shows over here, and before it was called hardcore wrestling, and so wrestling became outlawed, and but the women's side never got re-brought in London. It was very much like councils could unban it, but London refused every time. It's the same thing with women's boxing. And then I was just something like, the women's wrestling's been banned in London. No one's ever done a women's wrestling show in London. Let's do it. So we came to London in 2016, did London's first ever all-women's show. And then we went from, that was in Hackney, and then from there we went to the Resgal, never looked back. So we just took off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were lucky because like Glow on Netflix happened.
Yeah.
And Kate Nash and a load of people came to the shows, and because all of a sudden like Glow was a hit, and all of a sudden all these celebrities are coming to the shows, and Nash, bless her, who we owe so much to, she got us on everything. All of a sudden we're doing Reading Festival with her, and we're doing videos with her. Crazy. And like she was an absolute star and a legitimate fan. She became a fan through doing Glow, and we just blew up. And all of a sudden, our shows were selling out. We didn't announce a card. We just say we're running this date, and the show would sell out within 24 hours. Wow. And so all of a sudden, we went from a promotion that was running every few months to every couple of weeks. And that had never been done before.
You did pop-up shows as well, didn't you?
Well, we did. We did a show on 24 hours notice. Ash Nico actually wrestled on that show. Oh, wow. And so we did a thing where for like a couple of days, Ash Nico and Emerald, who's a London DJ, they had a show together. And they trained at the Resgal for 2 days, but it was really only 24 hours. And they... then at the end of it, we were like, we'll do a show on 24 hours notice. We just put a tweet out and a Facebook post out, and all of a sudden we had like 150, 200 people in the Resgal.
God bless wrestling
doing
fans.
A 3 and that was it. You know,
they love it, man. They love it.
Because obviously you've got like the roster of people that's been on the show and in the promotion is crazy. Like Jamie Hayter, Rio, Emerson Jane, Alex Windsor, Charlie Evans, Debbie Keitel.
You're going to be here all day, mate. If you're going through.
Sadie Gibbs, Valkyrie, say the word.
Valkyrie,
thank you. You know me in words. Millie McKenzie, Nina Samuels. Why women?
I'm pretty sure it's, if I was to just kind of like do like the therapy thing, I'm pretty sure it's because of the fact that like my mum was a single mum of 4. I was the youngest by 10 years. I didn't grow up with a dad, and so I saw my mum, especially through those Thatcher years and even into like major years, like really working hard. My mum was my mum and my dad. My mum was is my superhero in many ways. Like, what an idol to have, someone that's got like, she was a teenage mum herself as well. So all of a sudden, and it's like, she's doing all this for us. I've never grown up in a world where women can't do stuff. So to suddenly be in a...
So emotional.
What a bro, man. This is sick. Keep going.
So and that's just the fact. So it's like, to all of a sudden be in a business like I was in the wrestling industry, and I was seeing the girls like working so hard and getting nothing. And I was just like, they're not being catered to. Like, there's an audience of people that want this. But this audience could even be bigger, because how do you know how popular something can be if you've never actually gone, hey, wrestling's for you as well,
Yeah.
You don't. And so I was just like, well, fuck it. If no one else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. And that was literally like the reason for doing that. That's why Emily and I, and my wife as well, like she was a trainee. And so she was the only woman to have graduated from the, and completed the FWA's week-long camp. No other woman had done before, but I mean, there would have been hardly any you know, so as well prior, because it wasn't being aimed and directed that way. And so through her, I got to learn of what it was like as a woman, because at the end of the day, I'm a bloke, you know, it's like you can tell me, you know, but I can't live it. And it was through my wife that then, you know, and so my wife was saying, no, if you know, we should do this and it can be like this and it could be like this and we can make this place safe for girls. And, you know, they're not part of the show, they are the show. And that makes a difference itself, because if you go to a normal like wrestling show, maybe there'd be one women's match on, you knew where it would be. It'd either be just before the main event because that's what they grew up with WWE, you know, or it'd be match 2. You knew full well they'd maybe do 6 minutes. That's your women's match, and it was treated as though this is the women's match. It wasn't this person's name and this person's name. I'd hear talent all the time, like message me the running order of shows they were at, and it would be like name versus name, name versus name, name versus name, name versus name, women's match. And that was it. They couldn't even give them the dignity of writing their names on the call sheet.
I remember, and this is no disrespect to them, but I remember Progress making a big thing about the first time they had a women's match on the Ballroom show. It was like, but they'd done like 50 shows there by the time they'd done it. And you were going, but either doing whole shows with all this talent that you're not touching.
So, sorry, it's just like, you're absolutely right. And so that was basically it. The wife and I were like, you know, full steam ahead. And that was what would make Emily angry more than anything. But what would make Emily angry is people saying, oh, but you can't, oh, but you can't, oh, but you can't, which is what we would hear all the time. And she'd be like, why can't you? Just do it. And she would be like, oh, it'll be good when women's wrestling gets to this point. And she'd be like, just fucking do it then. What are you waiting for? Saying, you know, oh, it'll be good when women can do this. Well, just fucking do it, because they already can. So yeah, that's basically.
And what I've realised is that Dan's got bars.
Honestly, like,
There was
that was crazy.
so many pull quotes in there. Just
They were like,
I'm just going to clip this shit up and send it out.
freestyle rapping.
So, Will, how did you get involved into Eve? Because I remember turning up one day and you were there, and I was like, why is Will here? Why is Will here?
Can I just say before that, everyone's going to say it was just because of Al. Will, whenever he was in the country, would come down to the Resgal. People just wouldn't see him because he'd be up in a hidden area with a number of the others. But Will would always come down to the Resgal Eve shows whenever he was in the country.
Yeah, I'd always support Eve. Like, me and Dan have always had like a wonderful relationship and just like utmost respect for one another. Al reached over to bed and was like, wait, come here, you.
That was getting juicy. Okay.
Al wanted me to come make the match because I would like give her little nuggets of information and try and help her grow as a performer, and she loved the way that I structured her matches. Wanted me to do the Charlie Morgan match, like came in, put it together, realizing that there's little pieces where I could go like, oh, I could implement something in that girl's match, I can implement something in this girl's match, and like I always have joy putting together matches. It was one of those like things as a kid, like I'm like thick, like proper thick as shit, eh? But like when it comes to wrestling, like I'm a little bit of a mad scientist. And honestly, it was just one of these things where I showed up at one show, I came to the other show, I came to the show after that, and then Dan was just said, want to do this? And I was, yeah, I'd love to. Like, it was just such a joy. And the thing that I've kind of loved the most about this is I feel like I've earned the girls' respect. Like I feel like a lot of people would come in, and a lot of the times it would be like the girl's boyfriend come in or whatever along those lines. But it was just kind of like individually, like I've structured probably every girl's match in that roster, and I've broken down why I think this should happen. I've put this into matches and helped elevate the crowd noise as the match goes on. And it's just been a joy to watch. It's been so lovely to see performers just grow and blossom, and I'm just so lucky that I get to perform with like girls that are just so hungry to learn and to be the main attraction rather than just the side piece.
Yeah, to be fair though, every girl's boyfriend isn't necessarily Will Ospreay, which does elevate it.
And I tell you, we've amount of times have been, oh, my boyfriend thinks I should do this. And well, what does her boyfriend think that I should do? You know what I mean? Like, how long are we going to be doing this? Yeah. Whereas he's not like that either. It's just like, you just have to ask
I take everybody's feedback in, and sometimes I do say, like, I respectfully disagree. And like, I just think this should be the avenue that we go down. And like, I can happily say there's times that I've been wrong. Like 100% there's been like times I've been wrong, but like, I'd like to say that I've got a good average.
Well, can I ask a controversial question? Because we have to put two sides to every story.
Please.
The fuck are you going to say?
Should I just slowly get out of the frame?
No, you're really Islam. You're really Islam.
I'm removing myself from
You're
this.
an Islam.
Get this controversial.
Some would say, or some may say, you look like you're about to pass out.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Some may say, obviously, it's women's wrestling. Why must men be behind it?
That's a fantastic point. I like, for me personally, it's like I've grown up in the industry and I have seen so many women come through and not been given the respect that they deserve. There are times where like I would love more women to be producing matches a lot more, but a lot of the time they're the ones wrestling on the shows and they can't spread themselves out. For me personally, it's just kind of like I would love to have more women input. Like, I mean, we have Emily all the most of the times she's not been very well recently, but like the more that I get stuck into it, the more that I have more of an understanding of what women go through. Like, I'll never truly understand. Never.
You will never understand,
No,
Will.
I'll never understand. But like hearing the girls talk about like how they're treated on this show and how they're treated on that show and then how it's so different here is eye-opening, because I think I was one of those pig ignorant blokes that were just kind of like, oh, just be grateful that you're on the show. But like now seeing it, being in a relationship with someone who's lived like a lot of struggle, and it was just kind of like a real eye-opening experience to be like, you know what, like they can actually just have the shackles off and just let them be themselves. And it's just been for me like a real pleasure just to input the things that I've learned in Japan, the things that I've learned in TV over in America, and just giving them these nuggets of information.
Has it changed how you think about your own wrestling as well?
A little bit. Like, just I try my best to be forward thinking when it comes to my own stuff. A lot of the times, there's so many voices in my head that I don't actually like know how to structure my own matches anymore. And honestly, the biggest blessing with this injury that I've had was just I've put all of my creative juices into Eve. Like I'm not allowed to be creative at work anymore because like I've been put on pause. So I got to really dig deep within the creative with Dan, and I love it, man. Like actually, I love being there.
I think that's like I've kind of already answered really with when you said why women's wrestling. So I think I've kind of like covered my answer on that one. One thing I will say is there's not two guys behind it. There's Emily as well, and Emily is so
The imagery.
yeah. Emily, Eve is basically Emily's brain. And that was, I basically designed it because I can't be Emily. And there was a period of time when Emily had to step away. And that was when Eve did start to go. You know, we lost the Res gal. Emily couldn't be around due to her health at the time. And I can't do what Emily does. And so it would be weird of me to then try, because then it's a bloke trying to do, and nothing feels more fake than that. You know, when you try to do something that you're not. I can produce like the wrestling aspects, I can produce parts that's me, but I can't produce Emily's stuff. When Emily came back in, it's not a coincidence that's when elements started being reintroduced again, and updated elements started being being introduced, and numbers started to go up. Never think that just because of what you see that those are all the people that are involved.
I remember I took my then girlfriend Shani to her first ever wrestling show. It was an Eve show, and before any wrestling had happened, she saw Emily and was like, "Wow!" But just for the like,
The look alone.
The
Yeah.
look is crazy, but it's just like, like that's it. Like that's the audience, that's the market, that's
And it's like, and it was really just, you know, so much of Eve's identity is Emily, and I mean that in every single way, because when I say I designed a wrestling show around Emily's brain, that is literally it, because I can't do what Emily does. Now, Emily's health isn't good these days, but she is still there. Like, I can't do what she does. So she is very much at home. She's working on Eve, right? Literally right now. She is doing so much more than what people realize. And I think the only other thing that I could really say is, like, I think we would all want to see, like, you know, more being done for more, but it was like also a case of hopefully by what we're doing, we've opened more of those doors because there wasn't anyone else doing it. And at that point, it's like, well, you know, now more barriers have been broken down. But I'd never want anyone to think that Eve is my success or anyone else, because I tell you, and I literally have the numbers and the video footage and the debts to prove it, that when Emily is not involved in Eve, it don't work.
So Dan has said so many brilliant and clippable things today, and the fact that he's come dressed as the furniture is going to make that look so much better. Sorry, that was far too sincere for a long time. Had to break the tension.
right?
They just merged in. I love it.
There's a floating head and a go.
Can you chroma key this? So it's just
I think since being involved myself with Eve, I think I've seen the impact that how Emily, on you specifically, has not been around has.
Yeah.
And
I think the audience as well, like you can tell when the audience miss Emma.
Yeah.
Coming in, yeah.
because I'm like, where's Lollipop Lady?
She loves you as well, because when she put her thing out recently, she was just like, you know, the first person she goes, Sikisa was straight on with a message to us, and she was just like, I love Sikisa so much.
I love Emily.
So yeah.
It's honestly it's an honor for me to be involved in Eve.
I love having you there. You bring the flipping vibe as soon as you come out. Like, it is one of those things where I like seeing you do your, like, you're just in your element there. And it's so lovely to see.
Oh, well, thank you.
I
I'm
do
very
have to
much in my
ask-
head.
I do have to ask you quickly, though, why are you so much nicer to people in the wrestling industry than the comedy industry?
Because ripping the shit out of someone is how you show love.
I'm lovely to you sometimes. Fuck off.
You've got to see the messages this girl sends me.
Yeah. No, I think I even told the boys that how when I first started doing it, even Dan will know that I was very much in my own head about doing it, because obviously Lola was the one that recommended me to like host, and I was very much like no, because I love wrestling so much, I didn't want to fuck it up.
I remember our first chat, and when I found out you was a wrestling fan, 'cause I didn't know.
Yeah.
And you started just spitting all the facts about wrestling to me.
Yeah.
And that's how you're great. You're this barrier, not barrier, you're this, you bring everyone together. If they're there for the first time, you're the one that's bringing them in. But if they're a wrestling fan, well, they know you know wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, first time I saw you do the Big Penny one, you were coming over between her and Mexico. Was that all right? Was that all right? You're like, yeah, it's fine. You're doing great.
Yeah. Because I was just like so much in my
You're
head.
the hardest critic.
Yeah.
I am. I'm really much like, I don't want to fuck up anyone's intro. I'm very much like, I just want to make it a good vibe, good show. And even though like, I'm not like the standing point of like Eve, I am like, I don't want to mess up what's about to happen, if that makes sense.
It is hard. I did it once for Purpose Wrestling, and I introduced the wrong match. They switched the running order. They told me, but I forgot. And I was just,
mate.
That's happened before, and then you were like,
Yeah,
the burlesque was, I was like about to introduce burlesque, you were like, no, it's not, and I was like, fine.
It's an always.
Yeah.
We were talking about it. It's like we need an earpiece with you
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So, mate, I had it with. I don't know if you remember the Owens twins. I was ring announcing a show. I introduced the wrong twin, and they're looking at me going, Dan, and I'm like, what? That's you. And they're like, Dan. And I'm like, not only did I introduce the wrong twin, I used their real name. And I'm in the ring. This is happening in real time in front of a sold-out audience going it, and I'm as confused because I don't know what I've done wrong. Like,
I just had Bobby Davis at Purpose going to me, no, wrong. And he said backstage, people going, fuck.
Because obviously, like I say, if you mess something up, then it's kind of like derails the show.
The audience let you know about it.
yeah.
Especially the fans. But they're lovely. I think the fans are very lovely. Someone said to me the other day, "What, do I have merch at Eve?" I was like, no.
Well, the thing is,
You should.
you think though, it's like you look at the size of a cast and crew of a show like Eve, right? And then you realise it's like, oh, there's like no like really rehearsal time. You show up like almost at doors. So it's like any other event that you go to a West End play, you go to anything, even like your small local theatre, They've had weeks of rehearsals. They've got it down. We're doing this by the freaking skin of our teeth here. Like, we're flying constantly. So there's going to be... I think that's part of what you take as an audience. You know it's chaos going on right now. So when you've got chaos in the ring, it kind of mirrors, in many ways, some of this aura of chaos that you've got going around you as to what's actually happening within the show. It's not... That's one element of wrestling where people can pick on wrestling and say what wrestling is or what wrestling isn't to the end of their life. But the fact is, wrestling is chaos in every single way. And that's what makes the skill set of everyone involved so incredible.
Like, I don't think it was in January. I think when we were hosting, and I was hosting, I literally went to get a glass of water. I think it was about to start match number 4 because it was the tournament.
Yeah.
Went to get a glass of water, turn around, and Sophia Reed was down.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. Like, what? Like, yeah, it was chaos because you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Like,
everything stops. It's chaos, and yet nothing is,
And I think, obviously, Will, you've got injury at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that. Will, you got injury.
Little one.
How are you recovering?
Doing very well, thank you very
Yeah?
much. Yeah, I'm on the latter stage of this now, so I'm like, I'm looking forward to getting back in there one day. Like, I don't know when, but like.
Oh, you don't have a time?
Not a timeline right now.
That's more time for us at Eve. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm working really hard to come back, and like I have a load of people to thank. Like, I mean, first of all, like Tony Khan paid for my surgery, which like I got this real top quality surgeon. And honestly, if I told you the American medical bill for this, like I think a lot of people would pass out. But like,
I mean, Tony Khan wouldn't.
And Tony Khan, if you're
that's
watching,
his pocket money. No, like Tony does watch Eve. Like I've sent him a bunch of things. Like one of the reasons Al got signed is because of the match that Jamie Hayter and her had. Like it was one of the things where it was like, all right, she's coming. Like, so I'm on my way.
do you find there's a difference with international audience, like American audience, like television-wise, compared to British audience?
Oh yeah, but like I feel like a lot of the time I would describe English wrestling as kind of like it's more of a night out. It's more of like a piss up, like meet up with your friends, and then like it's like a social event where like, oh, you like wrestling too? Me too. Let's get drunk and fucking watch them wrestling. Like that's kind of the vibe that I get from it. Where like American TV style is like a lot more in depth with trying to find like characters and like trying to link people together with like detailed storytelling and trying to blend that in with world class wrestling. Is kind of like it's an anomaly. And then you look over to Japan, and Japan is about like more sports presentation, and it's like just because they're not making any noise doesn't mean they're not paying attention. They're like there's so many like different avenues, and like I think that's why honestly like I've excelled, because like there's not one place where you can look at, not one continent other than Africa and South America and Antarctica. Is that the other one? Is that
Yeah.
Like that.
Big scene down
when they when they will have a wrestling scene out there, I'll go there. But like I've gone.
I wouldn't describe the scene down there as particularly hot right now.
Yeah.
But like I've gone. Oh, I'd say that like really went over my head there.
Something said, not good.
But like I've just gone to every continent, and I understood the audience, I understood the job. So then just understanding that and bringing it over to Eve is just kind of like, oh, I'm actually kind of good at this. I like this.
Where is your career highlight?
For Eve or for this?
Both.
I wrestled Shingo in the Best of Super Juniors in 2019, and it kind of elevated my career. It was like one of the craziest experiences of my life. Like actually, like, oh, I actually understand wrestling now. Like so, and I told everyone in Japan in Japanese, and bear in mind I can barely speak English. And I spoke in Japanese that I was moving to Japan to like learn the trade, and like having that feeling of acceptance from that audience. Like I felt like I got adopted, and it was one of the greatest things ever. For Eve, selling out the Indigo, like like honestly, we spoke about how much of a gamble this was. I don't know if Dan would have done it without me, and like having him put that trust in me to be like, nah, man, I generally think we can do this. Was one of the. It was just like a genuine cool thing, and just to got like a little chat group with all the girls. and just letting them know, like, oh, we sold out. And like, you could just like after like after like, people like emojis, and everyone's like bursting with joy. And it's just one of those things where just like, I think the girls can tell that we're creating something truly special.
Yeah, and it's a stat card, but what are you two looking for? Is there a particular highlight you two are looking forward to on there, or is it just
the main
everything?
event? For me, the main event, like Moth versus Rio, just because I don't know if like
love Rio.
I don't know if like Moth enjoys me pulling back the curtain as much, but like I can't help it, right? Moth makes me feel, just because I know everything that she's gone through behind the curtain. A lot of the punters will come in, sit there, they'll do the show, and they'll go home. Like Moth struggles a lot, time after time again. When she cut that promo and she said, "You don't know how hard it is to come, dance, and wrestle and lose, right?" And it's the perfect mix between real life and kayfabe, hey. And seeing her come out, and it's every time we touch, and seeing her face light up, seeing the crowd stand on their feet and start vibing with her, it's just kind of like, man, how can you not feel this person is just like, she's special. She's really, really special. Same as Rio as well. Rio is just a killer, like a fucking mountain for Moth to fucking try and climb, and that's why honestly,
And it's two eras as well.
two different eras. And the thing that, like, honestly, like, we just got the VT that they're gonna play before the match actually happens.
Oh, yeah.
Goosebumps. It's like, it's honestly one of the greatest videos I've ever seen. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm a big
Shout out to Robbie. Shout out to
Robbie, our director editor. Like, he's so good. He's phenomenal.
What are you looking forward to?
So it's like, I was gonna say, for me, it's a case of like, I'm a big believer, and anyone that was there through the Res Gateways, it's like, everyone's like, I like it when wrestling does this, I like it when wrestling does that. I like when wrestling makes you cry. And the reason why I like it when wrestling makes you cry is because most people would never put that emotion to something with,
So barbaric.
Something so visually, exactly, like pro wrestling. But when wrestling can make you cry is when you realize that wrestling can make you feel anything that good storytelling can make you feel. There are no limitations on what wrestling is. Wrestling is a medium, not a genre. And I think so many times people keep saying,
Another bar.
Fucking bars!
but it's just the fact. That's why I never like when people try to treat like women's wrestling as a style. Women's wrestling is a style, you know. It's and the same thing as they'll say it with so many things. They'll treat wrestling as a genre. It's not. It's a medium. It's a medium that we can do anything with, and you're only limited by your own imagination and your own creativity. And so it's hard for me, as to kind of like look at the card of Wrestle Queendom and go try to say that I'm not as excited about this as I am that, because I'm excited. And I know it feels like such a cop-out, but I genuinely mean this.
Very Switzerland.
Yeah, it does. I
You
get
are very
that,
Switzerland.
But it's that's the beige. But it is the case of like every match is important because Moth and Rio are in the positions they're in. But what's the rest of the card? Who's our next Moth and who's our next Rio? And that's what you're watching. It's just like today's main eventers are the next main eventers. Who's to say that the people that aren't in like our opening match or the second match or the third match aren't that? You're going on a journey with all these wrestlers. You're watching these people's careers and lives unfold in your front of your very eyes. And that's what makes every match on another level so important. So it's very hard to really say, because I'm excited by everything. The only thing I can say is I happen to have quite a passion for tag team wrestling. Yeah.
Can I just say, French art.
Oh,
Right.
French art. You
Smashed it.
haven't seen them, but they debuted last month, and oh my god,
French art versus Lally was one of them.
Oh,
It was my favourite tag match ever in Eve. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe we sat there, we were just like, what the fuck? Where have these guys been? Like,
I can't say that I'd be a wrestling fan if it wasn't for tag team. But tag team wrestling is what made me go, oh, and I stood up. And so having tag titles in Eve has always been a passion of mine. And like, so that's always been, so to see the team that we've got from Australia, I can't say one person's name yet, but like versus the team that we've got from Australia against Lali, I'm super excited for. And also the Four Corners #1 contenders tag match, I'm super excited for. And I think there's also a little bit of like women's tag team wrestling doesn't really exist outside of television wrestling. and outside of Japan. So now this is like a real big thing. This is a USP really with Eve. We're creating and making this.
We've discussed this for 2026, that we would really like to put tag team wrestling as like a prominent feature going into the Eve show. So like we're actually like really looking into like tag team wrestling and like what girls we can bring into to form teams, because there isn't really tag teams.
No, because most of the training schools, they've only got like maybe one girl or two girls, so they mainly just wrestle against each other. And a lot of schools, and maybe this is going to come across as controversial, if anyone wants it cut out, it's fair enough. But the damage that really watching Raw and SmackDown, when it was the only television show and there was hardly any tag team wrestling, it was mainly just individual characters. That's where it was at the time. You know, it meant that like a lot of people grew up without tag team wrestling if they grew up through that era. And so I then noticed that a lot of training schools weren't teaching tag team wrestling. So on top of because they grew up in an era where that wasn't really a thing. Now they've also got like hardly any girls. So they're like, oh, well, you're the girls match. Yeah. So you just need to learn to do the girls match. So not only are they not teaching tag wrestling, what little they are teaching isn't going to the women in the scene.
And there's hardly any shows in the UK that actually have two girls do a tag match. Like
that's got booked 4 women. 4 women on one show. Yeah.
Well,
good lord.
Well, controversially, I'm gonna have to out you slightly. If you're gonna get more tag team,
Outing me?
Not you.
So what have I done?
Richard would love me to say this for you. You need a tag rope.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? When French are, I can't remember the one with the red hair. Corey went to stand in position, went to grab it, realized it wasn't there, and I was like,
do you know what?
Richard will hate that.
That's something. We used to have the tag rope at the Resgal, but of course we always had the same ring. We don't always necessarily have the same ring.
Oh no, people care.
We have a real pet peeve. But we were at a Progress show and they didn't have tag ropes. And Axel Tischer was in the corner and he found the cable tie and held it like that. He was like, "I'm holding this. I'm doing something."
Tag ropes make sense so that you can't keep go to the other end and reach out and tag. There is a logic. To it.
There's a logic. I would say if you've got one hand on the pads, then you've got like a fucking.
It doesn't ruin the match, but 2 seconds of us going, "That's not good."
Can I ask, how do you balance? Because obviously British female wrestlers is stacked at the moment. How do you balance them on the show versus getting international acts on?
Well, the international acts, I think, for me personally, it's kind of like we have to use our international acts to bring up our big acts. That's why we have like a great relationship with Chris Statlander, for example, who's just eager to wrestle. She just wants to wrestle constantly. So like the fact that
we say about everyone that's been there.
Oh yeah, to be fair, everyone that we've brought in, everybody has wanted to put their best foot forward.
So I don't think you've been to. I think everyone's come to you like over in AEW and said, "Oh, we really want to do."
Oh
this.
really?
Yeah.
I thought you went to there.
So no, I went to Chris, but
we'd already spoken to
who was the
Chris
first
anyway.
one?
Yeah.
Chris was originally going to come and do a show for us in 2019, and then they got hurt. So there was already like a
talking.
Yeah. When it comes to Chris, it's the same with Willow. We were talking. We'd spoken to Willow a whole bunch of times, and then the world ended. And so that never really happened, and then AEW took off and Willow became a super duper megastar. So
I'd be walking around in catering and I would just get a little tap and just be like, "Hey, so can I come over to Eve?" And I was just like, well, I mean, I could try, like, see what happens. And Tony is so sick when it comes to this. He wants them to actually go out and get experience, and he's so eager for them to just go like, "Hey, if you want it, you can go do it as long as you're back for the Saturday collision or whatever," right? And thankfully, it's good timing because we'd have like Dynamite on the Wednesday, Thursday they fly, they'd land Friday morning, we'd make sure that they get enough rest, and then they get to the show at 5 p.m. and then they're out to the shows. But for me, like, obviously the British girls are our backbone, the European girls are our backbones. But like, for them to get higher up the card and higher, bigger paydays, more recognition, we need them to meet a certain quality and a certain standard. And that's where, when we bring in people like Shuri, bring AEW girls over or the TJPW girls over, they make them step up to their level. And now it's just getting to the point where the British girls are becoming their own stars again. And
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Like Nina Samuels is legendary at the moment.
Oh, she's one of the best in the world. I think that's sometimes as well. It's like when you're bringing people over, You know, there's somewhere it's not always to make that person better. It's to shine a spotlight on just how good that person is. Nina, in my opinion, and I'm gonna apologise because there's gonna be a load of people that think that I should be talking about them in this situation. So sorry, but Nina, in my opinion, is the biggest miss of any television wrestling product.
For sure.
You know, it's just like she is ridiculously skilled, ridiculously talented, but also the passion. Like, you want to talk about passion for wrestling and making yourself better and putting yourself into every single aspect. Nina is special, so special, and she should be a name that every single wrestling fan the world over knows without a doubt. And that's the reason why it's like every time that there's a bigger match that we're able to put on with Nina, I'm always super excited because I'm like, there's going to be some people seeing Nina for the first time tonight, and I'm always hyped for that.
We're hoping that like once Nina is like ever like wants to take a step back from the actual job of wrestling, I would really love her to be a producer with me because I value her brain so much. Yeah. When I would work with her and she would call her stuff to me, it's always like, oh, you actually like know your shit. Like you know everything.
She does.
Like, she's honest. She's so sick.
Yeah.
So that's one end of the spectrum. So Nina's pretty established. Who should we be looking out for coming up now at the moment?
That's why I say it's so hard to choose a match when it comes to Wrestle Queendom. Yeah. Because the show is so loaded. And so
everyone has a chance to shine.
Everyone, exactly. Because that's, at the end of the day, right, that's what we are. We're a platform. And it's everyone's opportunity to go on there and show everyone why, you know, that everyone should be looking at them. And that's everyone in general, because even if you're like, you know, one of the known names, maybe by doing a show like this, because there's, you know, you're not in the midst of anything else that's going on TV, so there's a little bit more, you know, creative, you know, freedom, I guess is the correct term, to be able to play around with your match. You know, you've got the opportunity to say, oh, by the way, I can do this, and oh, I can play something like this. And so you
never
never
jump off the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's try and get that cleared.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
There is so much of that aspect where you don't know what you're going to see, even from the people that you see on television. You can see a whole new aspect of what they bring. There's the unknown quantity as well of Wrestle Queendom in Charlie, you know, formerly known as Dakota Kai. We haven't seen her wrestle since March last year. You know, like what are we getting with Charlie and Statlander? You know, you can't imagine that match because you don't know the Charlie that you're going to see. You know what you saw. You know the Dakota Kai that you saw in WWE. Yeah. You don't know. It's 2026 now. March 2025 was a long time ago. You don't know what you're going to see with Charlie now. So yeah, it's an opportunity for everyone, from the youngsters to even the most experienced people, to go, oh, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait. I actually can't wait. We're going to do our challenges now, our little games, and then we're going to finish it off with more a conclusion track, if you want to put it away. I'm going to give Mark, you can do Will's one, but I'll do Dan's
by the
one
way,
first.
just
you can do them any
you
order.
don't know if you noticed, like, I've noticed.
Right,
you know, my favourite match that you produced is Lucy, Sky, and Nightshade.
Oh,
that is my favourite match, and it's because I saw them grow. Because by them having your confidence, they were prepared to go, oh, I can do this. Because if Will Ospreay says that I can do this, then I can do this. And that's where you start to realise the difference of what other shows are like for them, because they're not being pushed into, oh, you can't do that here, or, you know, you're not the main event here, so you can't do anything like that.
I'm a bit pushy when it
yeah,
comes
but you're
to
challenging
things.
them.
I do challenge
But
them.
but then you see their eyes light up and sparkle, like, oh my god.
As soon as they come back through the curtain, they're like, oh my god, like, so Lucy Sky making this match with her. I go over to her, I was being like, can you do frog splash? I've never done one before. You can do one.
Yeah.
First time she's ever done it on a show.
And now it's a finish.
Okay, and now it's a finish.
Now it's a finish.
Like,
She does an amazing frog splash, and I think it was just being given that opportunity instead of being told, you know, no, or you've got to practice it a load of more times before you just like
get out there.
Exactly. So that's the reason why, because I just remember the look of excitement once they realised, hey, if Will is telling us we can do this and that we can go as far and we can create this, we can. And it was almost like you saw this like weight come off their backs. Like all of a sudden the world opened to them.
Yeah.
And they can go out there and do whatever. And I think there's so much of that I see when I see Will working with the talent. If Will believes in them, how can they not believe in themselves?
It's another great. He's absolutely smashing.
You should just hook up. I don't know what's going on right now. It's like relationship.
Right, we're doing this
shit.
one first.
No, we're gonna do Dan's one first.
Got you.
So Dan, this is a 1 minute challenge. You got 1 minute to answer as many questions as you
Answer
can as
one
possible.
question, but thoroughly.
Yeah, if you can't
That's the way
tell,
around
Dan likes to chat. There'll be times where I'm like, we finished the show early, and then I end up chatting to Dan for like 20 minutes. I'm like,
Because you hate to chat as well. You're very quiet.
fuck off. Okay. Bastard. Okay. Okay, ready?
Go,
Okay. What is the best wrestling promotion in the world?
Eve.
Which wrestler would you want to be in the next Eve ring?
Who would I want to be? I don't want to be in a ring. Like,
No, which wrestler?
Watch wrestler.
Any idea? Any wrestler?
Any wrestler. Jamie Hayter.
Where would you like Eve to be hosted next? Which country?
Oh, Japan.
Yeah.
Let's say Antarctica. I thought we were back on.
Snog, marry, kill. Robbo, Emily, Will.
Where?
Snog, marry, or kill.
Kill Robbo. Snog Will married Emily.
Don't tell everyone.
Will you let Sikisa wrestle in the ring?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Would you rather see Will wrestle in a dog collar match or a bra and panties match?
Would I rather see what?
Will wrestle in a dog collar match or a bra and panties match?
Bra and panties,
I could
baby.
do a fucking great bra and panties match.
I'll sell YouTube subs.
Who is the best tag team in the world, women's wise?
Lolly. That's why they got the belts.
Will you give Sikisa a pay rise?
What was that? It's time. I just noticed. Right in a
Time,
minute.
time.
Right in a
Luckily,
minute.
that is time.
Oh, wow.
Looking for an exit strategy there.
She's always looking for more money.
Do you know what? I'd have loved to have answered it, but the clock says what the clock says.
I think you might want one in a minute as well, because Sikisa has asked you to crawly rank. Well, not crawly rank, but just rank the British wrestlers in AEW. And try to remember which British wrestlers are in AEW. So blind ranking 1 to 5. First one, Grizzled Young Veterans as 1. I don't.
Oh, it's Grizzled.
They're
Blind
one.
ranking.
They're blind ranking, but
So
they're
5.
one person.
In AEW, I'm going to go 5 with them.
5 with them. Okay. Pac.
1.
So Pac at 1. This is going to get you into trouble. Alex Windsor. He's used 1.
Can I put it back down to 5? I'll go 4.
4, fair enough. So we're down to Jamie Hayter.
3.
3. And Kip Sabian.
Oh, he can't be 2.
You held that till the end. And we do love you, Kip.
I love that
No,
set
I
there.
love Kip. He spent too much time on my couch cuddling me, man.
Yeah, Kip's great. Like,
Oh, God.
But he's ranked
Yeah.
higher than
He's
Alex
too-
Windsor, apparently.
That's going to be trouble when you get home.
To be fair, when this gets released, it's, babe, I don't love Kip, I swear.
Where do you see Eve going next?
I'd like to take it. Like, I think honestly, the next goal for me is to try and get it over to Europe because we just got such a great connection with like so many European girls. It's like we might as well try and like stretch it out there. But like what Dan says, my ultimate dream is to even Korakuen Hall would be fucking unreal if we can make that happen. Like I don't know what avenues. Like I have no idea how to do it, but I've wrestled in that building like fucking more times than I've had a roast dinner at my mum's, and it's just special. It's super special, and to be able to maybe the best time we could ever do it is during like a Wrestle Kingdom, like, and if there's like if Wrestle Kingdom's on Friday, we'll run Saturday or Thursday. Like, do you know
I
what I
can't
mean?
imagine
Just-
what the higher fees would be around that.
Someone needs to pull up their mortgage.
No, just
I'm a wrestling promoter. You think I got a mortgage?
I just
You're
flutter
talking
my
to
eyelash-
comedians, mate.
yeah, actually.
I just flutter my eyelashes at Tony. And just-
Yeah. Do that, actually, yeah.
I think it's like you look at like the European scene right now is really blossoming. As like you said, I mean, you look at the number of French wrestlers that are now coming into wrestling.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, and yeah, so I can well imagine that it's like it would be ideal. It's hard to say like it's definitely going to happen because it's like this is all like in an ideal scenario, but it would be, you know, good to go out there, especially with like some of the, you know, controversies. People saying, oh, we don't have a lot of women's wrestling over here. And it's just like, well, maybe we can help with that, you know, and that's not in one country, that's in a number of countries across Europe. So it would be great to see if we could do something along those lines. Japan's always been the goal. If it wasn't for, it was watching Japanese wrestling that made Emily and I go, fuck it, let's do Eve. Because we'd spoken about it as a project for a while, and then we were just like, that's the goal right there. We were watching Emi Sakura and Command Bolshoi and Leon, who have all ended up wrestling for us, which is the really fucking cool thing about it. And we were just like, this match is incredible. It was a tag match, of course. And it was just like, that's it. So, like, Japan is like, that's like S tier. Do you know what I mean? But if we can have the impact on Europe that we've had here.
I'd also like to do a WrestleMania weekend one day. I think that would actually give us great
Not with the
exposure.
current president.
No.
I ain't getting into the country, bruv.
Why WrestleMania ticket sales so poor?
That's really what it's about. I don't think we'd be allowed. I don't think the Eve brand would be allowed in America right now. I think anything with our iconography.
There's going to be some scrubbing of social media done before they let you in.
Yeah.
Wait till there's a president switch.
If we can, but I was literally thinking of like, what would, because we get asked about WrestleMania weekend every year. We get asked when people start doing now, it'll be great for the collective to have Eve. We get it every year. It's probably the question that we get more than anything else outside of, and it's so would it be cool? Yeah, it would be cool to be able to go over it and do that in the right city. Yeah. Especially if it was in New York, because then I could go and visit the Ghostbusters.
I'm about to say, New York would be a good place.
I've been, it's kind of underwhelming. It's just all right, there it is.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This
you
has
for
been
having
actually
us.
an honour to have you on the podcast. Dan and Will, everyone!
Hey, thank you guys so much.
So if you can't get to the show, we're on YouTube, and I know you got YouTube. You got it on your phone, you got it on your TV, you got it on your PlayStation. Is Xbox still a thing?
Yeah.
Is it still? There you go. You've probably got it on that as well.
PlayStation.
So go on to YouTube, or you can just go to watchevewrestling.com. That's a nice little dirty link that will take you straight to the Eve YouTube channel. Hit that join button, select that champion tier. You get our entire back catalogue, and you can watch Eve shows live or anytime for as long as you're a member. And you definitely want to do it on this one because you got Women Behaving Badly on March 6th at the Big Penny, and you got Wrestle Queendom on March 8th live from the Indigo at the O2. And it's only $8.99 a month. Good Lord, no wonder I don't have a mortgage when I'm charging that price. I'm an idiot. So there you go. Go ahead, join us on this venture to one day getting to Corrigan Hall.
Yay. That was actually well rehearsed. You know what's funny? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely fine. He's got bars. Dan's got bars. That's what we're saying. If you obviously haven't got tickets to Wrestle Queendom because they sold out, shame on you. The show on the 6th is not sold out as far as I'm aware. There's tickets available.
Standing room only.
If you want to come see me shout at some people, come along. That's all I do. Is
you're
just
hosting
shout.
on Friday,
I'm hosting on Friday and on Sunday. Yeah, I will be doing a lot of shouting.
And
Yeah.
Sikisa cancelled their Sunday gigs for us as well. She was just like, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
I am
cancel.
doing Wrestle Queendom. Her exact words to me was, you ain't keeping me away from Queendom,
Yeah,
Dad.
literally. I was like, you're not keeping away from this. No.
So, yeah.
Serve your vocals for that weekend. It's going to be a lot.
She got Saturday to calm them down
Yeah,
from
it's
Friday.
Got 9 matches on the Sunday. So
Yeah. God bless
the
the
first
people with
time.
standing tickets.
It's not the first time, but as always, this has been a Wrestle Club UK podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do like and subscribe on the podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. As always, I've been joined by my main event, Mark Cram.
It's been a pleasure to be here as always.
And I've been Sikisa, so please do follow us, and we'll see you again soon for another episode of the Wrestle Club UK podcast.
A flying clothesline, a 2x4 to the face. Then she hits you with a turnbuckle splash. Wrestle Club podcast with Sikisa. It's her and her friends, and they talk about wrestling, every kind of wrestling. Woo!